12 years ago today, the world stood still. The Monsoon Live universe was in shutdown. 12 years later, we are rocking and rolling in our 13th season. Today, join the Monsoon Live world as we celebrate 3 big fights and more. This is Monsoon Live right here on YouTube. Let's do it. From Wayne to Wallingford and throughout the world, including Spring City, North and South Carolina, and Arizona, this is Monsoon Live right here on YouTube. I am your host, Jeffrey Monsoon Mysick, and thank you for tuning in to our show today. Mariah Carey with One Sweet Day, partnered with Boys to Men, kicking us off on our broadcast. Just real quick, get a note out of the way. The reason why we played that song was when we do our recording, it turned out that this was the anniversary of my father's passing. My late father, Edward F. Mysick Sr., he passed away 12 years ago today, when we recorded it October 24th. And I just want to say right off the bat, we love him, we miss him, and he is part of this show. He was part of when we did something called Kids News, then Teen News, and now Monsoon Live. And he's a major part. Still, his presence always felt here on the show. And I just want to say that we dedicate this show to him. And I got a chance to induct him into the Monsoon Live Hall of Fame. He was one of the first ones this year at Mania 21 with my mom. So now let's move on. We got a big show for you we got to talk about the 3 big fights that went down last week. And I got to say this, we got somebody who's 7-0. We also got some great weather forecasts and 2 blockbuster announcements, folks. Woo! That and more. And a surprise as well that you're about to witness. So let's get right to it. Up first, it's Weather NG. Woo! Well, before we get into the forecast, I was asked, what does NG stand for? Well, it is called Next Generation NG. Weather NG is a basic culmination of every forecast and forecast model that I go through, and then we process it all, and then I add my input, and I give you the forecast. So it's my opinion, and that is called Next Generation. So the next generation of weather forecasting. It's a nice little title. I like to call Weather NG. So let's get right to it. The forecast for your Sunday: rain in the morning, then becoming partly sunny skies, highs in the 60s. If you're here in the Philadelphia metropolitan region, you're going to love Monday and Tuesday. Beautiful sunshine weather, temperatures right around 60. The hurricane that affected the Mexico coastline will now affect us Wednesday and Thursday. And your weekend, for all you Halloween ghosts, goblins, and witches, you can see a great weather forecast for that. Temperatures staying in the mid-50s. And that is Weather NG right here on YouTube. What a weekend of fights we had last week. Let's start off with our buddy Drew Hartman. Undefeated. Did it again. Drew, we don't know when his next fight is. We're going to have an announcement on that one. Another big fight that we got a chance to watch it. By the way, when we do the fights, we actually spend time watching it. I had a chance to watch Hank Lundy successfully become a champ, the lightweight champ. And I want to talk about this fight. He has a nickname called Hammer Time. It's Hammering Hank. Guess what? This guy, Hank, was out for blood. This fight was worth just watching. I mean, the way he was moving, his skills, that when the bell, right before the bell ended in the second round, he landed a beautiful left hook. On the third round, guess what? He did it again. You could tell it was coming down. The end was near. And in the fourth round, I love talking about this. On the fourth and going into the fifth round, it was just it was destruction. Hank just landed blow after blow after blow, and then finally the referee had to step in and end it because in the fifth round, 23 seconds into the fifth round, Hank just went nuts on his opponent. Jabs, hooks, crosses, everything, you name it, he threw the kitchen sink at this guy, and it was Velasquez. It was Hank Lundy versus Velasquez, and it was just a Carlos Velasquez freaking amazing fight. One of the fights that just, whoo, we're hopefully going to have Hank on the show. That was the first fight that we watched, and we're like, okay, can it get any better? That fight, when you see Hank throwing hooks and jabs, you're like, oh. Number two, one of the best, and I mean this, I got to give this to the credit, one of the best middleweight champions right now, Triple G, Golovkin versus David Lermick. This guy, David, I'm going to tell you right now, this guy fought with a heart. By the way, Triple G won, but when you see this fight, it's a fight of art. Hank's was a fight of skill. G was just, this is who I am, I'm making a statement and I'm knocking you out. Hank is like, Hank's fight was, okay, I'm making a statement too. Triple G, how do I put this? There's this fight from the very beginning was a whooping. And David is taking blow after blow. By the way, it was at the Mecca of boxing. Forget Las Vegas. Boxing needs to be held in Madison Square Garden. Period. But you want the title fight, you got to have it in MSG. Basically, Golovkin was precise. He executed beautifully. And David looked like a beaten man by the time this was said and done. By the second round, you knew the fight was coming to an end. And, you know, the fight goes a little bit back and forth. It was phenomenal, a little bit, but Triple G just dominated. I'm going to quote this. HBO analyst Roy Jones Jr. pointed out there could have been a disqualification when Triple G hit David when he was on his knees, but he didn't. By the way, to Lermick's credit, he rose to his feet and fought hard. There was some concern that the stoppage was a little bit premature in the 8th round. It was a TKO. After watching the fight, you're just like, no! The ref did the right thing. In boxing, you can get hurt. Seriously, this fight, when the ref just stopped it, it was like, phew. Now the big question is, and I'm sorry to our executive producer who's probably he's moving back and forth. This fight, everyone asks, well, what's Triple G's next fight? It's Cota versus Calderon. I want to see that. I want to see him fight Cota. That is a very important victory. That's a very important fight for him. Triple G is an amazing middleweight. Anybody who likes boxing, and if you like boxing, you need to watch Triple G's fights. You will learn a lot from him. And that was the second big fight. So it's like, well, Jeff, what was the third fight? How about this? The biggest, I can't believe I'm going to say this. Arguably the fight of the year occurred last weekend. And it was Fonfara versus Cleverly. We talked about this last week on the show. We're going to go a little bit further in this because I got the stats. It set the record for the most punches thrown in a light heavyweight fight. This is how many punches were thrown by Fonfara. 1,413. Cleverly threw 1,100. And punches landed almost even, 474 to 462. This fight, was just amazing. Back and forth. By the way, for a guy, I know this firsthand now because of Nero blooding up my nose. I know what it's like to box somebody with a bloody nose. Fafara began to dominate the fight. Clearly, to his credit, freaking Bat had a broken nose, and he fought to the very end. It was, by the way, unanimous decision. Went the full 12 rounds. The best part, I love this because you see it. Clearly, sees his nose bloodied. He's like, come on. Come on. Let's go. He steps back. Boom, boom. And he's like, come on. That's a fighter. You're taking a beating and you keep fighting as hard as you can. Throughout this fight, I love this fight. This was a fight for me to study, and it was just amazing. So if you get a chance, take a look at that fight too. Now, some of you have wondered, Jeff, now that we've gotten done with those fights, let's talk about a little bit about your story. We're now going into my closing thoughts, but some of you have asked, Jeff, what have you been doing? We know there's a rematch on the horizon. It's coming. We got a little video clip for you of yours truly, your host. Take a look at this clip. Hey everybody, it's Monsoon here. As you can tell, I've been on a little bit of a journey and you're going to join me. I'm getting into shape. I hope you're ready for it. Getting ready for the big rematch against Nero. He bloodied up my face the last time. I'm coming to bloody his. Yes, Nero, I'm coming for you. I'm coming to fight you. I'm coming. We're not telling you when the rematch is, guys, but it is coming. And you're going to see more of these clips throughout it. So just so you guys know, I am training. And it's here. Well, now we are going to close it out. We got to go with our two blockbuster announcements. I am happy to report that in the coming weeks on Monsoon Live, this is big. This is Titanic. And I'm going to pause this real quick. Donovan George and Travis Lee Hartman have agreed to be part of the Monsoon Live show, and we're going to talk boxing right here on the show. We're going to do an interview via Skype, and we're going to do it. That's announcement number 1. Big news. This is huge, folks. So we're going to be having a chance to interview him. We're also looking at a couple other guys to interview. So right now, we can't give you a date yet. We're working out the timing between both fighters, but we're going to have a chance to sit down and actually ask the question. So if you got a question or anything, let me know. Tell us on our YouTube site or on you can go on the Monsoon Live Facebook site and let me know what question you want me to ask them. Here's a chance. Another big thing. Delaware County Delco Boxing Academy. As of beginning of November, I'm going to be submitting some changes in my work schedule. You will see me there. I will be there and I will be studying. I'll be devoting more of my time just besides work, my show, I'll be devoting a ton of time to get ready for the big fight at Mania 22. And that is my second big announcement, that you're about to go on the journey. The transformation is coming. And we're also going to hopefully get some interviews. You're going to see me in the ring sparring. And we're also, to couple with this, we have a chance for a possible road trip coming up as well. And we're going to have a sparring session in November. You're going to see me boxing a gentleman. And we're not going into details, but that is it. So, closing thought for this week as we wrap up this show. We had a dream to give you guys the best in boxing, and we are doing that right now. And we're going to continue to push it. So, we hope you guys, I'm going to challenge you. If there's something you're going after, go for it. Don't do it half. Go all in. So, for all of us here at Monsoon Live, next week it's our Halloween edition. No, I won't be in costume, I promise. But we hope you guys have a great week. Comment, like us. Guys, I'm telling you right now, you got to comment what you see, what you like, what you didn't like. Comment on our site. And also follow us on monsoonlive.org, the official website of Monsoon Live. You can watch all the great videos on YouTube. And you can follow me on Twitter at MonsoonLive83. A lot of great stuff is coming your way. So we hope you have a great week. We'll see you next week for the last show of October before we fall back. Keep it real, guys. Later.